All right. At any rate, that is going to be it for magic stuff for today. We're going to roll on into a couple of Mythgard decks up next. Let's get the overlay activated and get that one loaded up. For people that are just here for magic content, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Magic the Gathering. I'll be doing some more Pioneer tomorrow morning. You can always find lots of stuff on my YouTube channel, my website as well. For people that haven't checked out Mythgard before, I'd encourage you to hang out and check out a sweet new game. This is a all digital card game that's on Windows, Linux, and OS X via Steam, and it's also on Android and iOS on mobile. I've played a bunch of it on mobile, and the devs noticed that I was enjoying their games. They offered to do some sponsored streams. We're doing a couple times a week with them. So I've been playing, I play this. This is the game I play most frequently off stream these days. I'm looking to just like unwind on my phone or my tablet on the couch. All right, so we also have people that have sent in viewer decks for this game too. We are going to kick off with some yellow-red Aristocrats here. So, Aristocrats, I overlap some magic jargon between games. So, Aristocrats, for people that aren't familiar, is a magic term that refers to decks that are looking to get value from their creatures dying. And in Mythgard, they have these cards, the black and white cadejo. They're like dogs, they're canines here. And these say, one of them says, whenever another minion dies, your opponent takes 1. And if the white cadejo is in play, this effect also triggers when another minion's created. And then the other one gains this life when things enter or die if we have both of them out. Odo, thanks for the 12 months of support. Welcome back, I appreciate that. The red color in this game also has a card called Oak of Dodona, which makes it so your opponent takes 1 and you gain 1 every time one of your minions die. So we're going to go ahead and dive on in with this one. I'll talk about some of the core functional differences between Magic and this as far as gameplay is concerned. The biggest difference between Magic and this game is the way the resource system works. So, like Magic, there are different colors in this game. There's 6 different colors. But unlike Magic, you don't put lands in your deck in this game. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is, you see I've got this yellow card that costs 6. And I don't need 6 drops till much later, and I actually have 2 of them. So you can take any card in your hand in this game at any point and burn them to turn them into a resource in a color of the gem of the card that you've burned. So I'm going to go ahead and end my turn so I don't have any 1-drops here. If every card on it has a cost in the upper left-hand corner and then gems for the number of colors that it requires. So you have to both have the requisite resources to play a card and the requisite gems to play it off. The way the resource system in this game works, it allows you to curve out very elegantly game to game, and you get rewarded for making good decisions on which cards you're burning. So there's a lot of player control in this game. So for example, I burned a 6-drop last turn. This is a 7-drop. Don't need a 7-drop till much later in the game. So in the early game, I'm going to prioritize burning my more expensive cards to get resources. And in the late game, I'm going to prioritize burning my cheaper cards that I no longer need to play out because they're less powerful. I'm going to go ahead and play my Daring Trapezists out here. So the way combat in this game works, each player has a 7-lane across board. And this unit has Rush, which is like haste, so it can attack right away. And when your units attack, they can attack any of the 3 spaces in front of them. When all those spaces are empty, you can see it smacks my opponent's face directly. So the combat in this game is very interactive in that your minions can attack other minions, similar to Hearthstone. But the game also has a blocking element similar to Magic in that if my opponent deploys a unit in front of mine here, I can't attack their face directly. I have to be attacking their minions. So it's not like Hearthstone in that you can't just like rush down your opponent's face. There's a blocking element to it, which adds a lot of depth. 2 cards have identity in Magic where they're better at different things. So, this game, it seems like the color identity in this game is more Vorthos based as opposed to like specific things they can do based. So like, for example, it's not like Magic where like black can never interact with enchantments, which I actually think is a good thing, because like your colors only being able to do specific things lead to some incredibly medium games where like you just can't interact with what your opponent's doing. Panic Raider is one of my favorite cards in this game. It's a 3-drop with Rush that starts as a 2/2, and every time it hits my opponent, it gets smaller and I draw a card. So basically, if this goes unblocked or unchecked, it deals 3 damage and draws 2 cards. You spend both. You spend resources and gems. So you can see when I played this out, the red gems faded away because I used those up for the turn, and I used up my 3 resources. So this hits my opponent, it gets smaller, and I draw a card. Oh, end my turn. My opponent appears to be playing a red and orange deck. One of the things that really hooked me on this game when I was playing it on mobile is that it has a lot of deck building depth similar to Magic, because it's not like a game like Hearthstone where like how you're allowed to build is restricted by what class you're playing. It's similar, more similar to Magic, that you can play any combination of cards you want so long as you can make the gems to cast them. Alright, so again, this would love to hit my opponent's face, but because they've deployed this blocker here, I have to attack into it. You can see when I mouse over this, it tells me their unit will take 2 and my guy will die if I execute this combat. And the reason why their guy takes 2, even though I only have 1 attack, is it's currently fragile, which means it takes extra damage inside of combat. So I have a couple different decisions I can make here. I think I'm going to go ahead and burn Misanthropia to start. This is a card that's kind of like a sweeper. It gives all units -3/-3 every turn after you play it. So I'm going to burn that because like the board's not very full, so that's a card I might want to see later. I have a couple different decisions I could make here. I could just like play my other Panic Raider down over here where it won't get blocked by this and like hit them in the face. And then I could smack this in here to bounce off of it. I think that's probably what I want to do. That means monocolor is more powerful. Monocolors are more consistent. So similar to Magic, because you have control over how you want to build your decks, you have the option in this game to trade off some amount of consistency in order to play a variety of more powerful cards. They played a 2/6 out over here, so I was hoping that whatever they deployed over here would allow my magmataur to kill it, because this deals 3 damage to things when it comes into play. But this 2/6 is much bigger than that. I think I'm going to go ahead and burn off this 2-drop, because that card's not particularly powerful at this point in the game. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and deploy my magmataur over here, which you can see when I play it in this lane, it tells me the trigger is going to go ahead and kill their bull when it comes into play. And I think I'm actually not going to attack here, because if I attack in and deal a damage here, they'll have a free shot to attack my face next turn, so I'd much rather this attack my unit here. Can you explain your smaller choices, like why you put the unit in that specific lane? Yeah, so the combat, there's a lot going on in this game, and like I just timed out someone who was annoying for like giving me an actually statement, because that's just, it's so rude. There's enough going on in this game that, especially when I'm taking the first game in, I skip over explaining some of the little things I'm doing because the game can be overwhelming if you're not familiar with it. So the positioning in this game, you can see my opponent has been deploying their units towards the middle, and this is better when you're playing defensively because these units towards the middle block more opposing lanes, whereas I've been deploying my units on the outside, and the reason why I'm doing that is because it allows me to make it more difficult for my opponent to block. So like by playing something down here, they put a blocker here, it then allows me to run down to the first lane here and also make it harder for them to block on this lane here. Alright, so I'm going to burn this card to get a 6th resource here. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and play Wings of Abaddon here. So again, there's a lot going on in this game. Something I didn't touch on yet is I have this power here that's associated with my deck. And my power allows me to spend 2 resources to give one of my units +1 attack till end of turn. So I can turn my 4/1 into a 5/1, which then allows me to trade with their unit here. Yeah, the feature decks are one of the great things about this game. It's actually, I don't know why more games don't do it. If you're seeing this game and you think this looks sweet, but I don't want to spend money to try it, this game has something called feature decks that allow you to actually play the game without putting any dollars in. So basically there's like, I think it's a pool of like 30 community built decks. And when you log in with your account, you get 2 of them assigned at random to you from the pool, and you can play ranked with those decks and unranked and casual, whatever you want to play with them, without owning any of the cards in them. And those decks that you have access to rotate twice per week. So essentially, which feature decks you're playing with, you get to change every Monday and Friday. Whenever another minion is created, gain a life. So, So Godsbane Transport, I don't want to play this till I get to 8, because I can play this and deploy 2 minions right away with it when it gets to 8. I could just 7-ring Ritual this turn. That honestly might be the line. I could also play the white Cadejo here and then also deploy this, which doesn't seem unreasonable. So I can like deploy this over here so it blocks this lane, and you can see that uses 4 of my resources and 1 yellow gem. And then I can deploy my muse over here, which gains me a life from this when it comes into play, and now this will trade with this, and this trading off isn't a big deal because it draws me a card when it dies. My opponent also has an ignition in their hand here, which was created by this, so they could just shock my 4/1. Ritual is looking good on this board. So you can see my opponent had their 2/2 on this lane here, and rather than suicide it into my 4/3, they slid it over so that way it's out of the range of this attacking them. So they killed that, and then I don't have any units to block these lanes, so they were able to just like hit my face. And then I drew a card when that died. So I'm going to go ahead and burn the poxbringer here, I think. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this Godsbane Transport here. And Godsbane Transport, it has an activated ability that lets me spend 2 resources and make 2 units on either side of it. So that gains me 3 life because I made 3 things. So that gums up the board here super reasonably. And then next turn, I can move these 2/2s away from the transport and activate the transport again. Or they could extract life my transport. That's fine. They spent a lot of resources to do that. Stairway to Hades is slick. Alright, so I think I want to do that this turn. So I'm going to slide this over. Stairways to Hades is an enchantment. And how enchantments work in this game, you put them on a specific lane. And then whatever's in this lane gets a bonus. So I'm going to deploy my Panic Raider here. And Stairways to Hades says, whenever an occupying non-demon minion dies, you return it to play, and it's a demon and can attack twice per turn. That's great with this Panic Raider, because the Panic Raider kills himself by drawing cards. So he's going to draw some cards here, and then come back and draw some more cards. As a connoisseur of drawing cards, this pleases me. A couple other neat things to like to show off what good technology this game is. There's an in-game deck tracker over here that I don't think I've pulled up yet today. Hiding behind my interface here, there's also an event log in the top left like you would expect for most reasonable games. They played a 3/3 that killed all my stuff. That's rude. Alright, I think I just 7-ring Ritual at this point. This fills all of my unoccupied lanes with 3/1s. So unless my opponent has a sweeper here of some sort, that gums up the board real nicely. We are getting a little bit low on life here. I'm down to 13. Yeah, they've already... Another way they balance the gameplay in deck building in this game, which is interesting, is that the number of copies of a card that you are allowed to play is dictated by what rarity it is. So if you look, all of these cards have a number of dots in their upper left-hand corner. This dictates not only the rarity, but how many copies you can play in your deck. So this is an uncommon, so I can play up to 3 copies of this card. This is a rare, so I can play up to 2 copies. Whenever another one of your minion dies, add a 2/1 Forlorn Spirit to your hand. That's pretty sick. So... I think I'm going to play this here.
Come, little one.
And then I'm going to go smash this, get a Forlorn Spirit. Smash this, get a Forlorn Spirit. Play this out over here. It gets Rush. Can trade this here, get a Forlorn Spirit. Can trade this here because it came back, get a Forlorn Spirit. Smash your face. And I think I'm actually going to burn this transport and play the clay effigy out. Because this is blocking these 2 lanes, this is blocking these 3. I kind of want to put this here, so that way the only lane they can hit me on is over here. This card's super strong. And this is a mythic, so there's only 1 copy of this in my deck. Are they good? They're 2/1s that deal a damage to my opponent when they come into play. That's a Geddon Angel. So that says when it comes into play, it destroys all other minions. Yeah, not only is there a Twitch overlay for this game, but the Twitch overlay is managed in-house for this company. So, like, that isn't like a third-party Twitch overlay. I literally just go into the game settings and it just works. Oak is an incredible draw here, because it says whenever my stuff die, I gain 1 and they lose 1. And if they kill this here, it'll come back. All right, this isn't a demon. So let's deploy a bunch of Forlorn Spirits over here as blockers.
Come play.
I'm gonna burn this off and play another spirit.
Come play.
And again, they have to attack through these. They can't just run down my face here directly. That's pretty good. So that's Stairway to Hades like we have over here. So when I kill this Armageddon Angel, they're gonna get to bring it back. So when this Oak dies, I get to grab a card off the top of my deck and draw it. So I look at 3 and take 1. Sapo's probably pretty good, because this Angel's gonna come back. So I actually think we're gonna be in a pretty good spot here. So this hits their face. And then this... Oh, it says Frenzy. I hit their face again. Are they dead? Are they dead? They're at 7. Okay, so this does 2. This does 2. I can do 3 with this. And then I can play Forlorn Spirit out, which deals 1. So this is 3... 4, 5, 6, and then 7, because this will die too. I think they're dead from this Armageddon Angel trigger, right? So if I play this here, it does 2 plus 1 is 3. And then this comes into play and does 1, which is 4. And then they'll take 1, 2, 3, 4 when all these things die. Because this is going to come back into play off the Stairway to Hades. No, don't they all die simultaneously? It kills them left to right? Oh, well now I don't know. Things die left to right. Well, that's awkward. It resolves left to right. Okay, so it's different from Magic. That's fine. We're still in a good spot. I just can't actually kill them this turn. All right, and then we'll Sapo here to kill their Angel. And then this is blocking these 3 lanes. I'll play this here. Yeah, they're conceding. Left to right's good to know about. That was a good run. This deck seems sweet. Oh, I should have checked my faction quests. Let's make sure we're... What do my quests look like before we're... Get my freebies. I'm not playing a green and red deck today, so let's reroll that one, see if we get something better. Just win 5 matches. Deal. Factions are draw yellow cards. Deal. So when you start this game, there's a quest for each different faction. And when you play through these quests, you get coins, you get wild cards, and you get booster packs, which is sweet. So the game has a lot of free-to-play encouragement if you're looking to not dump dollars in even after you're done playing the feature decks. What's a good beginner budget deck? The big red deck that I've streamed a few times would be my recommendation for first decks. It's a red deck that has an aggressive slant to it, but also grinds a little bit. And you can budget, I think there's 4 mythics in the build that I've been playing. You could definitely budget those for other things until you have them. And in all of my YouTube videos, in the deck description, in the video description, there is deck lists in there. So you pop on in there, you'll be able to find it really easy. All right, I would like to burn this clay effigy. Then I'm gonna go ahead and play this maze out. Now again, to highlight how the resource system works in this game, because I burned a yellow card to play a yellow 1-drop, I cannot play Firesong Prodigy on 2 because this card explicitly requires 2 red gems to play. But I can play Daring Trapezists because this card only requires 1 red gem to play. So Maze here allows me to remove 3 of its life to draw a card. I do not have a deck list handy for this one, unfortunately. It'll be on the YouTube video afterwards. Hopefully they add that to their Twitch extension sometime soon. It'll be my one request I have for them. Terran Terror, thank you for the tier 3 and thank you for the 2 years at that. Can we bump Soul Flare? You definitely can bump Soul Flare. Thanks for keeping me around. So I don't want to play this out over here because this heals whenever one of my things die. So playing my 2/2 out into their 2/3 that heals is not a great line. Now, while playing it out into this one wasn't a good line, I now have my power available to me, so my power here with my deck gives a minion +1 attack, so I could spend 2 resources and now trade these. So I lose a little bit of tempo on that exchange, but I do get a 1-for-1 trade there, which feels reasonable. I'm going to burn this for now. And I'm going to play a maze out over here. Now, something that I haven't mentioned yet, and again, this goes back to the incredible depth that the deck building in this game has. You'll notice this popped from my discard pile back up to my hand. The reason that happened is because of this Journey to Souls path that I have here. And Journeys to Soul is one of a few different paths that you pick during deck building. And this one says whenever one of our non-ephemeral minions die, this gathers a soul. And then at the beginning of my turn, if I have 3 or more souls, it picks the bottom unit of my discard pile back up to my hand. It has a pursuit mechanic here too. One of the things I love about this game is it balances being on the draw. And what path you take is basically gives you a different bonus when you're on the draw. So because I was on the draw this game, I started with 2 free souls. And draw a card there. I think I want to just play Cadejo out here. I think I'm going to burn off this misanthropia to do it. So I'm going to play this out over here. My 3/4 will block their 2/3 nicely, which is great. So it says, whenever another minion dies, your opponent takes 1. I do it in the wrong order, yep. So my opponent killed my thing, and they took a damage to do it. Their power allows them to give a minion a free move action, so that allowed them to attack with the snake and also move it. Hey, Derpface, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Ooh, Blight's pretty good here. So this gives my minion, it takes a damage, and then Blight says whenever this, at the beginning of every turn, this gets -2/-2. So I think what I'd like to do here is, I'd like to burn this Wings of Abaddon because it's not stellar against these 1/1 snakes. Why not burn the maze? I think, I mean, I'm going to play the maze this turn. So I think it's, I didn't burn the maze because I think maze is likely to fill into my curve here. So I'm going to play firesong prodigy here, which creates an ignition here, which deals 2 damage. So I can deal 2 here, and then I can trade these off before it dies to Blight. And then I can go ahead and deploy the maze over here. And that's why I held on to this. Cheap 1-mana cards like this, especially one like this that replaces itself, are not only good, but they fill into the curve nicely. My opponent's enchantment here that they played last turn, it not only creates a snake when it comes into play, but at the beginning of every turn, if it's unoccupied, it makes another snake, which is really strong. They have a long supply of 1/1s here. So let's start by drawing a card here. They played a 6/8 with Overrun that gets regen when it occupies an enchantment. I, unfortunately, do not have another... I don't have another yellow source here, so I can't just play this out currently. Which feels a little bad. I think I'm going to play Stairway to Hades here. So that way when this minion dies on this lane, it comes back. So I'm going to go ahead and bash this in here, which kills it, but it comes back as a 2/2 and makes another ignition. And then I think I'm just going to burn this other Firesong Prodigy. You'll note something. You see how this card is faded out and there's not a yellow line in the middle anymore? That's because I've already burned this specific misanthropia. You cannot burn the same card multiple times. And in fact, if I look at my deck tracker here, you can see on the clay effigy, there's a yellow dot, or a green dot, and an orange dot. The orange dot means that I've already burned one of them. They played an enchantment here that gives their minion +2 attack and overrun, so they just basically trampled over there, which is not great for us. This has regen while occupying an enchantment, so that's going to heal up at the end of their turn. Alright, so... I'm down to 12 here, which is, like, pretty low. They're almost out of resources, though. So if I smash this in here, it does 2. And then I can play this out, and it does 2. And then it comes back on this, and then it does 2 again. And then I can ignition this, which seems great. And then I can play Panic Raider here, which hits them and draws a card. Magmataur is great because it can clean up some of these over here. I'm going to go ahead and burn off this trapezists here. I'm down to 10 here. What do they have? Stairways to Hades is a... Would really love to draw a yellow card here. Oh, this yellow card came back from the bin. Oh, well, that's great. So I can burn this and then Misanthropia here. And then I can smack this in for 2 here. And then all of their minions are Blight 3s. So they're all going to go away next turn. And then I can play this 4/1 out here. So all their stuff dies. We're a little bit low on life, but we have a lot of cards in hand, which is great. Yeah, we're pretty far ahead here. So this gets to trade here, but it trades... In quotation marks, because it comes back on Stairway, and it draws a card when it dies. And then Magmataur can pop in here and kill their 2/3. And then my Panic Raider can come in over here and smack them for 2. Then I can burn this and deploy Maze over here to block on these lanes. And, like, my opponent's out of cards in their hand, so, like, they're getting a snake every turn, but I've got advantage on board, and I've got more cards in hand. That's a biggin. So I get to trade this. Oh, are they dead? They're pretty close to dead. So Wings of Abaddon here says it's a 4/1 with rush and overrun. And when this dies on the stairway, it's going to come back. So it hits them, kills their thing. Oh, is it a demon? Oh, I'm dumb. This only works on non-demons. That was a mistake. I've played this game before, once or twice. Spaghettios. Definitely should have played the Soul Shepherd first there, so I would have gotten some 2/1s. Yeah, I thought the 4/1 was gonna come back, is why I did what I did. Alright, so Forlorn Spirit here comes into play and deals 1 to them. And then Wings of Abaddon can sacrifice one of my other minions to gain invulnerable. So I'm going to sack the Forlorn Spirit, which makes me another Forlorn Spirit. And then this can kill this, and it's invulnerable. And then this hits their face, and this hits their face. And then we play another Forlorn Spirit over here. I guess this is going to kill. The Twitch overlay is made by the devs themselves. It's quite well done. Not only is the gameplay super engaging in this game, but like the software is easily the best software I've ever used for a digital card game. The only thing that ever came close was Artifact, and well, Artifact sucked as a game, so I don't even know if that really counts. You cannot redeem codes on iOS. So iOS does not let you redeem codes in applications that are considered betas. Yeah, the spirit generating more spirits is pretty sick. Yeah, I agree, Thermal. And I think in large part, that's because this game is more interactive than the average game of Magic, even without instants. Perfect. Thanks, Dan School. Yeah, I need to make a Mythgard hub account. That deck list is one off of what I'm playing. I added Stairway to Hades over the... I cut the Murder's Muse and added a Stairway to Hades because Stairway's busted. So I think I want to burn a red card to play Firesong here. It's probably just these trapezists. Volition does look innocent till it kills you. I would not be surprised if they end up retuning Volition.
Hey there.
So this is a 2/3. And when it comes into play, they look at the top card of their deck, and they get to draw it if it's a minion. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and give this an extra attack and then trade these here. It's like kind of a negative trade. It's like, it's not a great trade because like their card drew a card and we lost tempo by not playing to the board, but otherwise they're going to get to eat my 2/2 with their 2/3, and that's also not ideal. Standard was not on the docket today. My initial go live notification was incorrect. So my go live notification said modern pioneer standard, and that was yesterday's go live notification. We'll be doing standard tomorrow afternoon. Oh, they were going into winter. Oh yeah, that's true. I always forget about their path. There's a lot of things to keep track of in this game. And I'm not quite good enough at keeping track of them all while I'm also streaming. Yeah, so I was originally planning to do two Pioneer, 3 Standard. I think I'm gonna flip that. Standard was pretty bad yesterday when we played it. Yeah, I think that's actually fair criticism, LST. I agree that the amount of bookkeeping that this introduces to keep track of is a lot. The number of times I lose games because I failed to keep track of something it was doing is very high. So this is a mechanic called Focus, so it does extra damage when it attacks the lane directly in front of it. So I'm going to go ahead and deploy Magmataur off to its right, so I don't get hammered by its focus. And this does 3 to it, and then when this wants to attack it next turn, these will trade off. He says, before he forgot, that this was about to go to summer and heal their minions. We got rid of sub-only mode, non-sub message shell. So I didn't talk about it today, and maybe I should have a little bit. During the Magic streams when we're in sub-only mode, I am no longer enabling, what's it called? I'm no longer enabling non-subs to send messages. It's been too frustrating. So I think I want to play this one out to start. I think I'm going to play out the Firesong Prodigy here as well. Hoko was banned in Brawl. Weird. Now do Standard. Now do Standard. Also, something else. Marty, are you still here? This one would kind of impact you. I think I'm going to stop allowing sub gifts to impact the deck queue. Obtuse Hobbit, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Like, the volume of in the past, my motto's been like, accept money from any way, I'll take it. CBC Spartans, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. My motto's always been take money any way you can get it, but like, there's just been 9 times out of 10 when someone in sub only mode is an idiot, it's because they were a gift sub. It's just been the experience so far. Man, these giants are really good. Alright, so what do I want to do here? If I get this other one into play, I get triggers on death and enters play. I definitely want to slide this over so it's not getting focused down. I think I just want to play Stairway to Hades here. Okay, sounds good, Marty. I think most are gonna say the same thing there, but yeah, I know in general it probably is going to cost me money, Hunox, but I also think my mental health is just more important than like whatever amount of extra dollars it ends up costing. There's also the backside of that, like, the rake on sub gifts is technically higher than the rake on PayPal and the rake on bits for me. Because, like, I only get $3.50 on a sub gift. So, like, that's what? Like a 30% rake or something like that? Have a good one, Monster Man. So, these are fragile in winter now, so double ignition is going to kill this next turn, which is sick. That's unfortunate. It's going to come back. This has Frenzy, so it can attack twice. Yep. Okay, so I can deploy this over here. And then these are fragile, so I can go kill this. You take one, I gain one. And then do this twice. You take one, I gain one from my pups. Hit you, go. Like, they've got a lot of value in their hand at the moment, but we might be able to run them down on the backs of these, triggering on creature things entering and dying. So as long as both of these are in play, whenever anything enters or leaves play, I gain one and they take one. There's also, like, tracking sub-gifts for submissions is difficult. I see 70% on tier 3s, but that's fine. Like, people that are paying for tier 3 subs tend to renew them, so, like, that's why I give an extra bonus for that. It's mostly just the fact that, like I don't care about the rake or the cut on it or whatever you want to call it. It's mostly just the fact that, like, people who get sub gifts tend to be idiots because they didn't pay for it, right? And not everyone, obviously, but most of the idiots we currently still experience are because sub gifts happened. Yeah, so this card is super strong. It says, other friendly minions created with 4 strength or less get rush, and I can't even kill this because of 2 heaven and back. Which is a tough beat. So I guess I'm doing this. It's gonna go back to their hand though, which sucks. I could just ring, yeah. I think I just ring. Just hope they don't have a sweeper. And if these die, the black cadejo here triggers, which is great. Well, that's unfortunate. So that exiles everything with the same name. So pretty punished for not poxbringering to kill this there. Yeah, seal of exile. And that's why, like, there's so many sweepers, there's so much counterplay in this game that, like, hoping to cheese people with this, I think, is frequently wrong. I think I should have poxbringered there and then passed. Is what was probably the game theory optimal play that turn.
Fortune favors us.
Yeah, we're pretty dead here at this point. I guess this is coming back on the stairway. Taking 8 from this though, brutal. Okay, all right. As far as, like, draws go, that was towards the top, right? Maybe we burn them out from here. I just trade this off and it comes back. All right, they're down to 6. We might be able to punk them out here. We're super far behind on cards here, obviously. They have, like, 8 cards in their hand. But they're at 6, so part of the problem is, though, both of these have had their cost reduced, and they can give it rush when this comes into play. So, like I said, I don't know that we're just dead, but we're definitely super far behind. And also, something to point out here too, because I drew this, if I wouldn't have used that 7-ring ritual, I could have used it to drain them out. So, like, the fact that I 7-ring ritual and then got sealed was, like, super punished. Yeah, we're basically out of resources, meatballs. That's why we're behind. If we had a bunch of cards in hand, we'd be okay. It's possible that maybe this deck wants some Ichor Feast, but I just didn't have room for them. Maybe Ichor Feast is better than the 4-1 that draws a card when it dies. Card's a little bit medium.
Reporting.
Yeah, and like, this is going to give all their stuff rush at this point. But I guess every unit that's coming into play is hitting them for 1.
We have a mission.
And like, when these die, they're going to take 1 too. Brutal. Yeah, I think that's probably all she wrote. They had extract life there. And this still doesn't get rid of it, right? Because, like, it just goes back to their hand. Heaven, Stairway and Heaven, both in, like, their first whatever number of cards is just so brutal. I don't have enough resources to play this. Yeah, we're done. Almost snuck through the last few points of damage there, but it's a little too much. Hey, Underflix, thanks for the 12 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Yeah, the extract life just stabilizes them a little bit too hard. I don't even think that it wasn't that we couldn't outgrind them. It was just the fact that they had both Pelly. I also used my 7-ring ritual in a pretty inefficient manner. So, like, they had a lot of extra resources. They were fortunate to hit both their mythics in their top 12, and then, like, I didn't use my resources as well as I could have. That's true. I can also go to my collection and dust my extra cards while waiting for the queue to happen. So the collection management in this game is a mix of kind of Hearthstone style system and Magic Arena style system. So there's wild cards that you can use, but you can also dust cards that you don't want to make other things. And you can even dust wild cards that you don't need in this game. So unlike on Magic Arena, where I have 800, you know, common, uncommon, and rare wild cards I'm never going to use. What's my collection percentage at? It's 85%. 77% mythics, 99% rares. Opponent's champion or power here associated with their deck is 3 resources. Once per turn, they can banish the bottom card of a boneyard to create a 1/1 cobblejack. Yeah, whatever rares I'm missing, they must not be very constructed playable. Yeah, technically Terran Terror. But like, so it takes so much time to do what you're suggesting I do that I basically lose money by doing it, because taking the time to craft those cards is time I'm spending not making content on release day. Have I spent money to get that collection? Of course. I spend money on every game that I play. I think I'm like 450 packs into this game, maybe 500 even at this point. By the time you add in all the free to play packs, you get a lot of packs for free. And that's less than a quarter of what I've spent on Magic Arena this year. Insert whale noises here. All right, definitely don't need a misanthropia while their board's empty. Spent a few hundred on Arena, and I thought that was a lot. Where's my expenses spreadsheet? My expenses spreadsheet says that I've spent, for just 2019, I've spent $1,819.15 on Magic Arena. I've spent $309.96 on Mythgard cards, and I've spent exactly $50 on artifact cards. Rip that $50, huh, chat? Wait, what's artifact? So this is a defender, life tap immobile, so this can't move. And I think I'm just going to slide these over to either side here. Because this can't move, so if I don't put things here, I don't have to attack through this. I've already burned a card for the turn, right? Yep. So I'm going to play my 4-3 over here and pass. Whoever does your taxes must love your book. We actually do our taxes ourselves. It's really not that difficult to do tax software. To use tax software. Oh. All minions with defender can attack. Oh, I was like, why is this floating? That's wild. Alright, so... Well, that changes things. I'm going to burn this misanthropia here. I'm going to play this shepherd out, I guess.
Come, little ones.
I think I'm going to hang tight here for now. CPAs save you a lot of money. I don't know. I talked to 2 different CPAs last year, Jen, and like showed them my stuff, and they told me they couldn't do anything meaningful for me. So I don't know if like the way I don't really have operating, like physical operating expenses, like the people I talked to might have just been idiots, but they weren't helpful. So this mythic here says every time one of our other minions dies, we get a 2/2/1. So yay.
Fortune favors us.
Yeah, deductions are pretty streamlined. 1/1/1 was a CPA. Like, I'm not running, like, I don't have anything to manage, like, health insurance or anything like that, Jin, and we do retirement stuff through Christie. So, like I would bet that it's probably more useful if I was, like, entirely self-employed. And, like, needed to manage other things like that. Your effective tax rate was under 19%. Well, that's sick. My effective tax rate was definitely higher than that. That's a pretty good draw. So I'm gonna, if I trade this off, I get a spirit. And then I think I want to just poxbringer here, kill this, and then this blight will stack up on here, which is great. So this is gonna get -2/-2 next turn. And then I'm gonna go ahead and smash this in here. And I'm going to burn this off. This is going to attack even though it has 0 power, right? So I'm just going to turn this into a forlorn spirit. In.
Come play.
And then I'm just going to go ahead and pass here because this is going to shrink so I can't kill this. Thanks for the 15 months, Gurtan. Welcome back. I think my effective tax rate with Christie and Mine's Income combined last year ended up being under 30%. Can it kill it with Slayer? I don't think so, because its attack is -1. Oh, it has Slayer 3. Oh. Yeah, I think you're right that it's about to die. I should have slid this over. So, I've got a lot of cards in my hand here, but most of them are these forlorn spirits that are just kind of medium. Slayer doesn't add damage when it attacks for 0. That's good to know. And they had a poxbringer, so my thing was going to die regardless. That's not that big of a deal.
Pay your premiums.
Pay your premiums. This card is very good against us. This card says, whenever another minion dies, it gets +1 energy. So, huh? I think I need to kill this. So that way they don't draw infinite cards. These can trade here. Oh, it has Lurker. That's awkward. You're super right, it does. So they're gonna get to draw some cards here. That's fine. Well, it's gonna have to be. So I'm definitely playing a Forlorn Spirit out. The question then becomes, do I want to burn this black cadejo to play this out? I think the answer is yes. I want to hit my resource for the turn this turn. So this is going to get to draw. So energy, I don't think it's something that's come up yet today. Energy is kind of like Planeswalker Loyalty. It's a counter that's specific to this card. And it goes up or down based on when you use an ability or a certain condition. So this card, Insurance Broker, gains an energy anytime something dies, and they can spend 3 energy to draw a card.
Hey there.
Oh, 1/7 is so big. Whirly Boy, thanks for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I mean, walkers are kind of designed like this game, right? Like, you can attack them directly. Correct, yes. This game is similar to Hearthstone in that your turn is fluid, and you can kind of mix and match however you want. So they gave this deadly, which makes it extra good. So let's just get out of the way of this. This is a mobile. Is it Wizard? Thanks for the very generous tier 3 resub. Hope you're having an excellent day wherever you are. So I think I want to burn this off.
Come play. Come play.
Come play. Come play. So their artifact over here is slowly dying as we hit them. Every time we deal damage to our opponent, their artifact also takes a damage. So if we can deal 6 more to them, this key will break and their defender minions can no longer attack, which would be ideal.
Fortune favors us.
This card's really powerful. It draws a card and then divination 2s and draws another card. So it's a 4-drop 2/2 that draws 2 essentially. I saw a tweet from Crokeys that the blue-white deck was the worst deck he'd ever played. So I'd assume it had not been going well. I think I'm going to go trade, play another one of these, play Panic Raider. This sits their face and lets us draw a card. Godsbane Transport is sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and burn this and play the Forlorn Spirit out here in the middle. We're just 3 damage away from stopping their defender units from attacking. We're still at 33 here, so we're down a little bit on cards, but we're ahead on board, kinda. This trades here. The poxbringer kills this one. And I guess this is drawing another card. Depends on how good these cards are. Godsbane Transport's a great draw. This thing creates a lot of bodies all in one. Hey, AJ Boone, thanks for sticking on as a tier 1 sub. I appreciate the continued support. Welcome back. So this is Blight 2'd now, so it won't be able to... It'll die next turn. That is a 4/8 with Defender, Brutal, and they played another Alchemist Key, which resets the toughness here. Yikes. I think I just bump this in here. I think Oko's probably fine in Pioneer. I agree with you on that. This comes into play. It makes 2 2/2s. And then I'm not going to send this in here. I'm going to make them attack it if they want to kill it. So I can use the utility action even if this attacks or moves, right? That's how this works? Okay. It's when it's an orange action that you can't do both. I believe. Alright, so that has Defender, which is annoying because it means this has to attack this first. Okay, sweet. So actually what we get to do here now is I get to smack this in here. And then this can slide this way. And then I can deploy magmataur here, which kills all their stuff. And then I can hit their face. And then I guess I'm just trading here. Ora. I didn't use my power. I missed a point of damage. I could have infused over here before I hit them. The turn was a well-played turn other than that. What are we getting back with our souls next turn? A trapezist. That's not very good. And they got back a 4/8. Woof. Huh? Do I want to trapezist and smack this for 1? Or smack this for 2? I think I do. Alright. So this is life tap, deadly, defender, immobile, but it can attack because of this. If this card's not a good draw, we're going to get to beat down their artifacts pretty quickly here, and I'm still at 31. The depth imposed from place mechanics in this game is truly... I agree, Hacksaw. Could not agree more. Is it Slayer 3 now? So like, just supercharging this thing. Alright, so what am I doing here? So this has armor because of the transport. I think we just kill that. I think I just slide this over. Because this can make a friend. And then I can attack. I missed a point of damage from not using my power again. I'm aware. So I missed a point from not using my power again. Godsbane transport, just punching the clock and going to work here. Yes, Alpha Strike is first strike, which is very good in this game. Copy a minion. Okay, so it doesn't copy the keywords, it just copies the base stats. Got it. Yeah, infuse. I miss infuse more than most, as far as powers are concerned, for sure. Okay. Huh? So I'll kill that. I'll slide. Oh, I can prodigy burn the tree. Yeah, that's a good call. That's down to 2. So I missed a point of damage by not playing this sooner. So I think this would have actually be dead by now if I wouldn't have missed so many points of damage. Hey, Is It Wizard? Thanks for doling out some sub gifties. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Yeah, the player agency in Mythgard is incredibly high. I think Mythgard genuinely has the highest player agency of any card game I've ever played. The full arts are the partner thing. I haven't paid for any full arts in this game.
Reporting.
All right, they've got a bunch of blockers here.
Mission.
So, I think we're still in a pretty good spot though. So like this trade's here, they take 1. Oh, they take 2, which then also kills their artifact. That's absurd. So then this can kill here, and this can kill here, and this can go here and kill here. And then I think I actually want to trade this off here. Do I? Nah, let's do this. Let's do this and blight this out. It might be better to save that. I don't know. I could go either way on that one. I don't know. It might have been right to leave this alone. If they have like another bomb here. But like, my board's full. This draws a card if it dies. They take a bunch of damage if my stuff dies. This is going to get to draw a card next turn. I have a godsbane transport that's left over in my hand.
Hey there.
This draws a card if their top card's a minion, so they drew a minion. Tier 3 plus sub gifts to team or prowess. 100%. That'll get it into tomorrow. I appreciate that. That's true too. If you're ever thinking back on your match, you're like, I wish I could go back and see maybe I did something wrong. There's a full replay client in this game too. Full replay, full spectator. It's all really good. Oh, that's good. So now whenever anything dies, my opponent takes 2. So let's play this out. Are they dead? I think they're dead, right? Because this does 4 and then this does... Oh, I can't trade these here. But this kills... Wait, I can smash this in here. And then they go to... Okay, yeah, that's lethal. Alright, we did it. Found the line. Alright, let's do one more with this one. And then I need to run a quick ad break so I can hit my quota for the day. And then we're gonna do a green-orange reanimator deck to wrap things up at the end. What's also great is that you can look up top players on the ladder and see their latest matches and their deck lists and how they play them. Yeah. And in fact, there's a spectator mode in this game, so when you're spectating, you can't see players' hands live, but you can watch their hands when the match is done. But if you follow me in game, I'm trying to stream like 5 to 6 hours a week or so of Mythgard on top of the Magic stuff, but I also play off stream a little bit on my mobile. And if you follow me in client, it'll let you know what I'm playing, and you can go watch my matches without seeing my hand, obviously, but you see the types of decks I'm playing off stream too. Yeah, Mythgard is, the Vorthos is what's referred to as like cyberpunk, but it also has like some magical elements mixed in with it. It's a mashup of a lot of different things. Alright, Godsbane is not something I need till later. Although, as you saw last game, once it takes over, gosh, is it good. So we'll burn that and get our muse deployed here. I started to play this game to escape standard, but it's been awesome and I've become my main card. You know, I mean, it's very well done. It is. Tis very well done. The game's mark is definitely a tough one to succeed in, but I hope this one does it. Would not be upset if we could someday get 4 digits worth of viewers on Mythgard. I think so like, if I burn another yellow card here, I can't play Panic Raider next turn, but I kind of want to burn another yellow card to, like, play another maze or a clay effigy here. I think I just want to burn the effigy and then play another wall here. I did see that he was streaming a Hex Draft.
Hey there.
Alright, draw. Draw. Play clay effigy. Alright, we got both those. So we need to start burning some red cards here. So I can get thresholds for those. They'd say they would ramp up marketing once 1.0 hits. Yeah, hopefully. I saw, what's his name, Swim dipping in to streaming a little bit of it yesterday, so that was neat to see.
Do we have a mission?
Alright, that's actually a pretty okay draw, because it can kill their 1/1 here. Well, I think I'm just going to burn... Actually, maybe I'm just burning that. Just going to play the oak out here and pass. It says, whenever one of our minions die, they take 1 and we gain 1, and then when this tree dies, we get to Divination 3 and then draw a card. An MTG Goldfish style website for Mythgard. There's a website called mythgardhub.com where people post deck lists on there. There aren't quite regular tournaments for Mythgard yet, but I'm sure there will be at some point. We're supposed to be adding an in-game tournament client is one of the things on their to-do list. I believe their roadmap has it as a goal for December of this year. Yeah, Divination, it's kind of like Scry. You look at your top number of cards that you have. So, in this case, Divination 3, you look at your top 3, and then you put 1 back on top of your deck. The other 2 get inserted randomly. The Pioneer was a little rough this morning. We salvaged a 2-3 out of the one of the leagues, but... what does that do? Whenever your opponent burns a card, deal 3 damage to them. Well, that's incredibly rude. Yeah, that's a sick card. Huh? So I think I'm burning Panic Raider here. Take 3 from this. And then I want to play a Calidro out, a Cadejo, whatever these things are called. I want to play a Pup and then play a Maze, I think. This gains a life whenever something comes into play. Let's kill their 2-3 here.
Soldier down.
That's pretty good. This is a 6/6 that... This is a 4/4 that if one of your minions died the previous turn, it comes in as a 6/6 instead. Which is This is real strong. That's a stairway to Hades, which is phenomenal. So let's put this here. And then let's go smack this, which triggers this. And then I'll smack this, which kills this, which lets me draw a card. Probably poxbringer here. So I can kill this eventually. I'm going to cash this in to draw a card. I have to take 3 to burn that. It's a little scary. So this has Frenzy now. Hopeless Necromantic. So when this dies, they get the bottom unit of their bin, which is the 6/6. They made it deadly, so that'll trade with my tree. Alright, so I'm going to Daring Trapezist here and trade this, which lets them take a damage. Then I'm going to Poxbringer here, which lets me hit this. So this is going to die in 2 turns to Blight, which also gains me a life. And I think I just pass here. I don't want to burn something because I don't want to take a damage from this. So they can attack this, which will get them back the Avenging Alpha as a 6/6, but then they're not hitting me with the 6/6 this turn. I'm taking 2 on board. Daring Trapezist could be an okay grab here. It could have also been right to take the one that makes the ignition, so I could deploy that over here. So we're going to take 2 down to 8. If they have more minions to deploy, we're probably dead.
Premiums.
So this is going to die to Blight next turn. I mean, I wish I had a misanthropia. Am I supposed to go to 5 and just 7 ring ritual? Is that crazy? We die to Seal of Exile, but I don't know that we're beating that card regardless. I could magmataur here, clear these out. Yeah, that's probably the line actually. So if I do this, I can do this, and then I can play this here. Dead on board if I 7 ring ritual. How? Oh, they could have gone, kill this, 6 here.
Soldier down.
Is Sapo a nice draw? Does that even do anything for me? Yeah, I'm aware sapo doesn't work with stairway. I messed that up earlier today though, so thank you. They just like Godbane make things pass. I think that's the line. Yeah, I think I actually want to put transport here, so that way they can't just kill my 2/2 to hit me for 6. Well, I guess if they kill my 3/3, they can hit me for 6. So like, we're in a medium spot here regardless. This Herald of Famine was just so good for so long. It prevented me from the thing dealt like 9 or 10 damage to me. Just wasn't able to develop my resource and was choked the whole time, basically. All right. Yeah, I get to go slide this over magmataur.
Flame, take you.
All right, my board is full. Go. Yeah, we're kind of stabilizing at this point. Right. All right. Okie doke. This is every time a minion comes into play, we gain a life. It's just a 5/5 for 4. Yep, that's a big one. Would you consider adding a timer for when Oko rotates? Thanks for the 4 months, Lazy Man. Welcome back. Can't kill that directly, right? So I can make this a 5/3. And then I can go firesong, trapezists, have this smash here, this hit here, ignition here to finish. Go. If they bump this off, I gather a soul and get a daring trapezist back next turn. Yeah, it kind of feels like we're en route to stabilizing, Jin. Man, this thing's annoying. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Huh.
Come, little ones.
So that gives me... I also only have one soul, right? Because I just got one back. Yeah, these unicorns keep screaming at us. So every time something we have dies, we get a 2/1 Forlorn Spirit. Yep.
All shall wither.
Okay, meaning it's Lurker and Demise. Your opponent gains 2 life. Deal.
Come play.
This animation is kind of obnoxious. It happens every time. Gosh, I think we've stabilized this game, chat. It's been a sick, sick game. The Forlorn Spirit dies, it gives me another spirit. God bless. Oh, this can never kill these, right? Because it has to deal damage. Killing the thing in front of Sapo is a good line. Because then this does a... And then I could just start deploying Forlorn Spirits.
Come play. Come play. Come play.
Come play. Come play. That was sick. Promoted to Masters 2. It's exciting. Yeah, she's real good when she gets going. Yeah, huh. We got kind of ground out, so we went 4-1 with that. We got kind of ground out by Stairway to Hades and Heaven and Hell out of one of our opponents, but they also had both of them really early. I think I was pretty happy with this list. I don't know that I'd change anything in it. I felt like we had a pretty good mix of things that generate value and things that didn't. Maybe Melform Muse here. Melpomene Muse is not great. I could see this definitely being a card that's replacement level, but like a 4/1 that draws a card when it dies is like also just pretty reasonable, so maybe it's fine to keep as well. It just like trades with a lot of things and draws a card when it does. The art is pretty sweet. I am not done with Mythgard for the day. We're going to do one more deck here. I'm going to run to the restroom though really quick, and I'm going to run an ad while we do that so I can hit my quota on that. So we're going to play some orange-green kind of reanimator ramp when I get back. So don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out. Got one more, another hour and a half of Mythgard before we're done for the day.